Hey Sagittarius, this is Amanda and I'm here to do your tarot reading for June 2019. I'm going to use the 78 Astral Tarot for the spread, and then I'm going to use the Goliath Tarot to do we'll do an end advice card with that, okay? I love that deck, but it's enormous and I just don't feel like I can shuffle it good enough yet until I get the hang of it. I mean, I've read and read all the different cards in this. His name is actually Goliath, who made this deck and did the art on it too. Wow, really cool deck. Love using it and I want to more and more, but yeah, I'm going to just draw an advice card. So I'll do a Celtic cross for you guys. So Sagittarius, what's going on for my Sagittarius friends for June? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements, okay? Right. What's going on for Sagittarius? We have the Magician in reverse, and the Queen of Wands is crossing that, okay? So the Magician in reverse is like not being able to like delay or something like getting like blocking your manifestation, like your ability to use or notice and realize like the resources that you have right in front of you, to, you know, you already have everything you need right now, and to get whatever it is that you want. And with it reverse, it's like you don't feel like you do. Like you really feel like you don't have everything you need already, and you're really not overlooking anything. Especially because the Queen of Wands is crossing it. Because Queen of Wands is a very passionate, it's fire sign, okay? So she's like really motivated and passionate, and she knows like how to get it, what she wants, and she knows like what it is, and she's already got like 4 game plans to get it, right? She knows who to call, what to do. In the crowning position, we have the Fool. I will show you these. I'm in a different table right now, so I kind of wanted to just shuffle the cards and then I'll give you a little run through of each card here. But yeah, the Fool is crowning. So it's like you want to take this leap of faith and you want to do it and you don't want to have fear, but you feel like there is actually something that you need to go forward here. Or you just really don't have like the confidence, right? Because Queen of Wands is willpower, confidence, motivation, and knows exactly how to do it. It's like you don't believe in yourself or something like that, Sag. So let's see what else. What is the root of this message here for Sagittarius? June 2019. What is this rooting from for Sagittarius? Right, all right. I'm gonna cut it now and pull the rest of the spread. This one flew out for the root. The Devil. Okay. Well, the Devil is about a toxic situation. So whatever it is that is making you feel like you don't have what it takes, or is just kind of like weighing on your confidence, it is something that's toxic. So I wonder if there's somebody getting you involved in something toxic, or if possibly even you're possibly into some sort of toxic thing, because it's toxic. It could be like, you know, drugs or just a way of thinking, a negative outlook, like it's toxic, you know. It could also be a few things, right? It could be a number of things. So I just wanted to pull the cards. Bottom of the deck is the Page of Cups. Cute card, right? Love it. Isn't that sweet? Look, there's like a little froggy. Huh? He's got a little astronaut hat on. So the Page of Cups is about showing emotion, showing affection, communicating it, expressing yourself, right? About something emotional. And it doesn't always have to be love. It could be about something that you really care about and you have a lot of emotion invested into, and really like putting it out for people, like expressing it to people, talking about it, telling people about it, teaching people about it. So it could be any of that stuff as the overall energy here, Sagittarius. I'm going to start from the beginning. So we've got the Magician reversed. See how he's got that table with all his little, he's got the table and he's got like all his little things he needs, his little tools and his wand, and like he is like conjuring something up and he knows how to do it. He knows the method and he has the resources and he's making something happen that he wants to happen, right? Manifesting. But if it's reversed, right, it's like you don't feel like you have what it takes to get it done, to get what you want, to start even the process, right? So with the Queen of Wands crossing that, that is just more validation, I believe. So Queen of Wands, look at her. She's like, yeah, I know what I want and I'm going to get it. And she's not even worried about it, right? And she's glowing. She's on fire, you know, she's coming in hot. Like, you know, it's like confidence and believing in yourself and having that light back in you again, right? And that's what's blocking you here. So with the Devil being the toxic situation that this is kind of developing out of, this lack of confidence or motivation, believing that you can do it, it's something toxic that's making this thought or that is sustaining this belief that you don't have what it takes, or you can't do it, or you maybe know you couldn't do it, but you just have a trouble with confidence, or you're just like procrastinating or something like that, because this is something that isn't necessary. This is like the excess fat that needs to be cut off. That's what's causing this doubt. See that little pill? It could be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, but I don't, you know, this is a major arcana. So it's like, I always feel that, especially in the root, I feel like this is a situation that you're caught up in. Look at the guy down there. See him? He's like, no. Yeah. It's like she's pulling all these people like towards her toxicity, right? And then we had the Fool for the crown. A little guy in space with an ice cream cone. He doesn't care. He just wants his ice cream. He's not worried, even though there's no gravity, right? Like the leap of faith. The Fool goes into things without all the past experiences, like all the gunk that you carry around, like the baggage, like, oh, well, this happened to me before and it really hurt me and now I'm hesitant. You want to be able to do this. Like you're willing to take the risk. You do want to do the leap of faith. I think you're just a little bit, you wish you could embody the Fool. You thought you were being the Fool, because this is the crowning position. So it's like either your intention or what was on your mind or how you thought this was, like your perspective. So it's like you either one thought that you were doing this and just didn't realize something, and now you kind of got caught up in it, but or you wish you could do that. You wish you would. You're trying to be that, right? You're trying to be able to have that look out on this situation so you can manifest whatever this is, right? Death is in the recent past, so this could be another major arcana. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcanas in this deck, or this spread for you. It's pretty big number. So Sagittarius, death card. This could be Scorpio. This could also be just something that had just ended for you, or just a cycle that had come to an end, but it's mostly about transformation. It's not really about somebody dying or you dying, or I mean, it could be like maybe somebody died and that's what's like killing your mojo, because like you feel like you can't get the motivation and you're like fire lit again, and that drive back because you could be grieving over somebody, or something could have ended and you're kind of like, I gotta get this ball rolling again. It's like the beginning again. It's transformation. It's ending that is ending because there's a transformation that follows it up, okay? Another major arcana, so that was a big deal in this spread. In the near future, 8 of Pentacles. 8 of Pentacles is good. I like this spot for this card. It's about putting attention to detail and really taking pride in your work and doing a very thorough, good job and taking the time and putting the time and the work into something and really seeing it pay off. And you see how he's kind of looking at his little pentacles all lined up? It's mastery. It's mastery of a skill. So you're really going to be taking the time to get this manifestation going. Even if it feels like you're blocked now, in the near future, you have, you know, you're putting in the work, at least. At least we know that, like, you'll be putting in the work. So, like, whatever this lack of motivation or whatever blocking, like, that might not be holding you back soon. So that's good news. We'll come back to that card. Seven of Swords is where you are right now in this, the energy you're in right now in this situation. Seven of Swords is like winning, like in a sneaky way, or not necessarily winning, but getting something or doing something, or it could even be stealing or like lying. You could maybe feel like you have to lie about something. You just don't feel like you can really be honest with everybody right now. Maybe that is just how you feel because you went through this ending, whether it was like a job or maybe it was like, you know, a relationship, or, you know, you could have moved, or anything that could have been like a life cycle that had come to an end, and you're kind of like, okay, what's the next thing with the Fool? And wanting to manifest and wanting that drive back and then putting in the work. But right now, because this is in the near future, the putting in the work, attention to detail, mastery, and seeing, like, being proud of your work, right? But right now, which is before this, it's like you feel like your thoughts are deceiving you. You feel like you couldn't be upfront with literally everybody about what you really want because you're not sure if they have your best interests at heart. And it wouldn't be a huge shocker because this toxic Devil card here, from the root. So something around you maybe had to end because it was toxic. You could have broke up with somebody. You could have just cut off somebody that you used to hang out with. Could have just been a friend. It could have been a job. Anything that was toxic. Maybe you dropped drugs or were drinking. But either way, it was like you had to be on the down low about it, and you kind of knew it wasn't right. But, you know, I don't feel like this guy, like, wants to do that. But, like, he does anyway. You know, he allows himself to cross that boundary. I don't think he would have done it if he felt like he had another way. But there's always another way. But when you think that, you know what I'm saying? Just like how you don't think you can do it with what you have now. Like, you had to do something to get to that point. Is something that you might not be proud of, okay? It could just be thoughts, too. Like, maybe you're kind of dwelling on something that you have, like, that you feel, like, guilt about, or just grief that, like, you can't get out of the funk of it. Like, you could just be replaying it, too. Maybe you did something a long time ago with this ending situation, toxic. Your environment is really illusionary. It could be not what it seems. Maybe it's too good to be true. Maybe that's why you're feeling like, I don't know how to do this. Like, how do I start again? Like, what's next? And how do I get it done? Like, how can I believe in myself to do this? It could be confusion. Your environment is confusing you. Maybe there's just a lot going on and it's getting you like emotionally like overwhelmed. Like, you could literally be so overwhelmed with all the different options of how to put the first foot forward on this. Because, like, you feel like you can't manifest. This is the main topic here. This Magician reversed. Crossed by Queen of Wands. So, passion, motivation, drive, confidence. Not being able to manifest because it came upside down, okay? So your confidence, willpower, or motivation is not letting you manifest, which what I would think, like, the feeling I'm getting from this is like you aren't in alignment with your confidence or your drive, or maybe you just, you're not ready to just hurry up and start something already. Like, you just ended something kind of big. Like the Death card and the Devil card, like, that's two major arcanas, two big deals. So It's something big. Something doesn't have to be a massive, like, huge thing, but it's big in feeling. Its energy is big, right? But something in your environment is either overwhelming you either have too many things to choose from, or it just seems too good to be true, right? And maybe that's why you're like, oh man, I can't even be honest. I don't even know who to believe, right? Because it's all overwhelming. It's like too many options, or people are just a little bit too perfect or nice and you just don't trust it. Yeah, and then we have hopes and fears, Queen of Cups. So you really want to be able to have this emotional security. You want to be able to feel grounded, and you want to also be able to provide that as well. And you're fearing that you won't be able to. So, I mean, that's kind of understandable, seeing that the underlying energy was the Page of Cups and wanting to be able to express affection or just talk about something you're passionate about, or just be able to feel like you can talk to people and trust them and not feel like you have to second guess if they're too good to be true, or if they're lying, or you just kind of like wish you knew which first step to take, but there's just so many things you can like don't know which one, and it's too many choices, like overwhelmed, and you want to be able to like go forward and feel good about it and express and tell people, and you know, expression, affection of expression. But yeah, okay, so then the most likely outcome is the King of Swords. So that's pretty good. I mean, we come from the Seven of Swords, where you are right now, and then we have the King of Swords, and then look at that card. He is just ready to go, and he is electric. I mean, he is reaching up to the sky, and he has like a glowing crystal in his hand. It's a pretty card. There's like birds flying around in the back. Pretty neat. So the King of Swords is all about looking at everything carefully, making sure you have all the information, thinking about the big picture, and taking a logical time period so that you can make a real decision that's intellectual and logical, and that you have a chance to look at all the information before you decide. And that's probably what this is, because if you feel like you have so many choices right now, and it's like, oh my gosh, overwhelming, like one thing at a time, there's so many things I don't know which one to start with. Because remember, you're at the end of a cycle, transforming into a new one, because this Death card's in the recent past. So I feel like you're trying to find which direction to go here. And if you do even know which one it is you want to do, you like don't know what to do first to get it. You feel like you just went through it with all this, and you just kind of like need to do what you need to do, and it doesn't matter if anybody else likes it. And you know, normally this can be like kind of a negative card, because it can be like a thief or stealing or lying, just being shady, right? But at the same time, like sometimes when you need to, it just depends on who's around you. And if this was rooting from a toxic situation, I'm hoping that this is what ended, because you're gonna have to pull this card, and that's where you are right now, Seven of Swords. So Sag, is like, you feel like you have to just be like, nope, can't do it. I have too much yet. I need to figure some stuff out. Like, I need time to think. Like, I'm gonna do whatever I have to do, because maybe like your people around you are being pushy, or like, what's up? Why aren't you hanging out as much, or I haven't heard from you much lately, or whatever it is. It's like you feel like you have to do what you have to do, and if you have to lie about it because you don't feel like you would be heard and respected in that request, like, you'll do it because you need to right now. And I don't think that's a bad thing. It's, you know, more of a concern of why you wouldn't be able to tell them that, and why wouldn't they consider it, right? Is it real? Would they not? Or is it just like a communication problem? But regardless, if your environment is overwhelming and lots of choices, confusing, you're not sure if it's like sustainable, and you're like, well, which way do I go first here now? Like, how do I start this? Like, where are the stepping stones? Like, overwhelmed by all there is to do. But you take the time, and if you have to tell people, like, whatever, like, I need time if you don't like that, whatever, so be it, because, like, they should respect that, and if they don't, I guess it's none of their business, and just do what you got to do here, because this is a good outcome card. This is success and juggling all this confusion and all this overload. So I feel like you're going to have like a down, up, kind of like limbo, fuzzy stage, and then it's going to come like out on top, because we go from feeling blocked and stagnated and just drained here and not able to go forward after this ending. Whether that ending was the toxic situation this stemmed from, or whether it wasn't, and this is just you having to take care of yourself, and it looks like you're going to. You're going to take the time, whether or not everything gets thrown at you at once or not, but you're going to make the right choice. This is where this stems from. So I hope, like I said, because this is where the whole message comes from, the root, and then this is the recent past. It's like ending to start new again, and I'm hoping it was this toxic cycle at the root, or environment, because it looks like you're just trying to figure out which way to go. You want to take that leap of faith, new starts, Sag. So that's awesome. I mean, it's kind of a roller coaster, but I mean, that can't be a bad way to feel like you didn't make a wrong decision. He took the time to look at all the info. He made a logical decision. He stood back and he looked at the big picture, and he looks pretty happy about his decision. So it's good. I think it's great. It's just going to be kind of like a, oh, and then all of a sudden I feel like it's just going to get better after you stand your ground and say, hey, if I can't tell you the truth, I'm going to do what I got to do to take care of me. I mean, like I said, I don't suggest that. I just think that it's not as bad as a lot of people perceive this card as, and I feel like it definitely depends on the other cards. So this is one of the few times I actually kind of like that card. So that's awesome. Oh no. Okay, I want to pull this Goliath card here for you, Sagittarius. These cards are beautiful. All right. What an advice card can we give Sagittarius overall to get through all this in the best way for all involved and them as well? What's the best course of action for Sagittarius, June 2019, and the spread that we just went through? What's the best thing they can do? What we got here. The Eight of Cups. Okay, so this is all about having to walk away from something that you didn't really want to, because you had a lot of emotion invested into it. Here, I'm gonna move this because the lights. So it's like, oh, sorry, that might even be worse. So we have this little black hat, and it's like the stairway up, right? And there's stars, and they're out in the desert, but he's leaving those cups behind. Like, yes, he does care about them, but he's missing one, and he knows that in order to get what he doesn't have, that he knows he's going to long for, he's gonna have to walk away from some things that, you know, you had a lot of emotion invested into. So, and I don't know if that means just bye for now, or you just kind of had to let something go that you've put a lot into, but it's for something that's gonna be worth it. It's just not gonna be easy, and he's doing it. And there's like a door up there. See the cups in the sand. Also, they like nickname the cards here. So the high door, Eight of Cups. It's like, you know, that to go into a higher vibration emotionally, that you're gonna have to take that big step up and kind of let go of those spilled cups, right? Like, yes, you put a lot into that, but if you know you're not going to be satisfied until you get the other cup, you obviously at some point will need to walk away from those spilt ones, right? So it's just not easy. So I think that applies pretty well. I think that it's just telling you like some things have to come to an end. Yeah, I'm sure that because there were major arcanas and because there were so many in that reading, like those are big life events or just heavier cards. So there was a big ending and there was some toxic energy around you and it had to end. And yeah, you might have wasted a lot of energy and emotion into it and time. You might not have. Maybe it served you for some things and it just doesn't now. Either way, sometimes it's just not always easy to say goodbye right away, or to, you know, start a whole new cycle, whether you wanted to do it or not, whether it was like your call for that ending or someone else's or just how it was going to happen. Regardless, change is friction. It's not the comfort that we've been used to. It's not the, you know, we're used to that cycle, you know, it's what's comfortable. And so even if it's something you are doing because you want to and you chose it, it's not easy, you know, it's like that whole new step. It's like, which step first, you know, and that seems to be kind of the theme for here with you Sagittarius. So it looks good. It's going to be a little bit of a curveball, but it's going to turn around really well. And I think that you have your head on straight. Several parts of that reading made me feel that way. And the King of Swords upright for the outcome card is awesome. So I really hope that helps you if you were kind of doubting yourself or letting yourself get down on yourself and, you know, maybe just having a lack of confidence in your, you know, direction and ability to carry on and get what you want. And that it is pretty natural to feel that way. And when it's right before a new cycle, but you seem like you have your logical thinking cap on, Sag. You are taking the time. You're you know, doing what you have to do to get that decision in a way where you're confident enough to express it or give it or show it with the Page of Cups. So as the bottom of the deck, overall energy for you, you want to do that. You have it in you and you are itching to do it. And 8 of Cups, you gotta go get that last cup. So please share it with me if this resonated with you. I'd love to hear what it was that you were trying to do. I feel like it's a work reading. I feel like it's either that or just something new that you want to get into. I don't feel like it's love right now. I didn't feel much love in that. I felt a lot of frustration. I felt a lot of doubt and like feeling like you could take the risk and like not necessarily scared of the outcome, just kind of overwhelmed because of the, you know, cusp of the new cycle, the ending, the beginning of a next. And it's a lot. And whatever it was that you ended, it's not going to be easy, whether it was good or bad. So, I mean, hints is, I think with that Devil card, it was probably not good for you. So, doesn't mean that it's easy though, right? So I get that. Hang in there. You're going to make the right choice and you're going to know that you made the right choice and you're going to feel good about it. So if this is your reading, that is something you can look forward to. Please give this a thumbs up if you liked it and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you soon with another reading. Okay? Have a great June.